Stream.
We're gonna stand here.
Move it however you want. You sit down. You want to sit down?
I like the way I look standing. A little bit vain.
You say you feel a little vain.
I like the way I look standing.
But no, man. How's this market going? To start there.
Not good enough light. I don't want to do the picture.
That's what I was gonna say. I need some light.
Yeah, that's not that good of a lighting band.
Or do me like this. This thing bends. No.
No, that don't bend.
This one bends. Oh. And I
We got a light bulb.
got no light bulb. Even better. Point it right out. Are you up and going right now?
I don't know if that fits there.
Yeah. Up and going right now.
You said what?
Shit, Nick just did 50 push-ups, man. It's amazing. I clocked out at 33. I said, I can't do no more.
This is small.
I swear it's man.
Were you saying it didn't fit, right?
Were you saying it didn't fit? It might not fit.
Got a light reading. Perfect. This is a small one.
Yeah. It is better light in this picture. And we're rolling. Oh, you already did it?
Yeah.
So, is it a little bit better?
That's like in the background.
Huh?
You look it up.
There's a line going over here.
That's what I'm like. It's just for the bros to show that we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do a little live stream.
Nobody can use a phone too. Crypto cash.
Send the link out. Bros was streaming.
Bros on some Friday night shit, man.
You said you trying to do some Friday night shit?
I said bros are on some Friday night shit.
Of course.
What is that? What's Friday night shit? Going
Trying
in?
to get up on something soft, watching the game, drinking,
Who plays
going to the
tonight?
club. I think the very good players play the very bad players.
True.
Space Jam,
That's-
Michael Jordan.
That's a real good
Michael
answer.
Jordan.
The good team versus the bad. That was a really good answer.
Oh man.
So, I figured we start off with a little market update. That's all I'm going to do real quick.
Go
Kinda
ahead with the
just
market update.
flowing. Overall market's 200 billion, 599,000 right now. Oh, excuse me, million, 599 million right now. So 200 billion, 599 million.
So 2.6 billion.
No,
I'm sorry,
200 billion.
200.6.
Yeah, 200.6 billion for the most part. Yeah, $200.6 billion overall cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin price right now is $67.50. That lets me know that a lot of that money shifted to alts because it took it a minute to really get above 200 billion, and then it did. It kind of was like 206 for a second, but that was like when the price of Bitcoin was like $7,700 per coin. You know what I'm saying? Now that the price done came down about $1,000, but it's still some money in the market. I think a lot of that has flooded into alts. You know, main one being Bitcoin Cash. That's at almost.
Bitcoin Cash taking everything.
Yeah, it's still number 3. You know what I'm saying?
If you look at the charts, man, it's a war between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin right now.
It's $16.7 billion right now.
Wait, what's the difference between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin?
It's a fork.
Yeah. It's 2 different coins.
Yeah, it's basically 2 different coins.
Saying, what's the difference between Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum? Or Bitcoin
so
and
they're 2 different things.
It's 2 completely different coins. They have a similar kind of basis mechanism. They're trying to be a payment system. But they have different mining algorithms. They have different hash. I don't know how if they calculate the hashes. Yeah, different mining algorithm. They definitely got
it's an 8 megabyte block. And
a different blockchain. Different blockchain.
It's an 8 megabyte block, and they're not doing SegWit Lightning Network. That's what they did. That's why they forked. They just increased the block size.
Yeah, didn't they just do another thing here? Bitcoin. They did another update.
That's what we got. Bitcoin Gold. I don't even really know.
No. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Didn't they have SegWit coming up here?
I don't know. You're blocking the live stream, man.
That's fine.
Y'all already started?
Yes.
But again, it's just the bros able to see.
Yeah, man.
We'll edit this shit down and put it on.
Of course.
Later.
But yeah.
Oh, I thought y'all was just going up and y'all.
We just streaming so the bros can kind of jump in.
Yeah.
Oh, jump in.
I ain't even really checked the chat. I can get the chat going for real. If anybody's here.
It look like a chat going for real.
Aww. That's funny.
Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash apparently their transaction cost is lower than Bitcoin. Yeah, I was looking at that chart today. They were showing like the change in the transaction cost.
I think really getting to $1,000 per coin says a lot. Like if they can sustain that going into the next year, I'd be interested to see what they got going. You know, for their future. That's interesting. They might need to do a little bit of rebranding because I think they get a bad rap for the being mistaken for Bitcoin. So I don't know what they will have to do with that. BitCash, that might be a way to just do it real quick, but I don't know. They could just really just not do that. I think that would help them in a lot of ways. But
so are you chasing the hill on Bitcoin Cash right now?
Nah, bro.
Leave it alone.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
So if you had to make a choice,
I'm very peculiar about my alts. Seriously.
Okay. if you had to make a decision right now on Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, one of them got to go up, one of them got to go down, right, to fuel each other. Because most of the money that's going in the altcoins right now going into Bitcoin Cash.
It is.
So Bitcoin Cash is facing $1,000 resistance right now, and Bitcoin was facing the
it's looking for support at like 6750. I think it's got support at 6750.
It's at 6750 with a brand new support. I mean, it hadn't held very long here.
Not at all.
Maybe an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
So does Bitcoin drop back down to like 64 or 62 tonight, or does it go on up to 7,000 and Bitcoin Cash drops back down to maybe 70, 60? What happens? Who wins that battle?
I would say, honestly, Bitcoin Cash right now. Because the momentum is in its favor. But, of course, anything can change.
Resistance? 1,200, 1,400?
That's what I would say. If it gets above 1,000, it's probably
it's been above 1,000 already.
Yeah, I mean back. It's at 984.
So
we gotta refresh because these things change.
It's about 980, 984 right now.
It's 998, I think.
990. Oh, 990. Go for it.
Go for it. So
I think Bitcoin Cash gonna run into $1,200 and FOMO gonna wear off, and they're gonna drop back down to maybe like 900, 850, somewhere in there.
What's FOMO?
FOMO is a fear of missing out.
That's one of the crypto terms. Crypto hodl Lambo.
Win moon. That's hilarious. That's one of the most hilarious shit ever.
Yeah, bro.
Win moon.
Win moon.
Did Bitcoin win moon.
Win moon. That's funny. But yeah, man. It's a couple of other things going on with the alts too. I'm happy to see Litecoin holding in the 60s. I think it should really stay there as best it can.
Any,
you know, but
any confidence in Ethereum?
my gut tells me that Ethereum needs to get to 500 by the end of the year.
Wow. God
Whoa.
damn, boy.
Because
you
it's been consolidating.
500?
It's been consolidating for about a month and a half, almost 2 months by now.
It's been somewhere between 220.
80.
No, listen, it might be 220 to 340 in the last three months or so.
For the most part, yes.
In the last month, it had been somewhere between 280 and about 340.
Mm-hmm.
But most say about 80%, 90% of the time.
It's been less than 310.
It been 280 or 290, somewhere in there.
You said it's going to be 500 by the end of the year?
Something tells me like Ethereum needs to go on a run, especially with like the holiday season coming up and all this other stuff.
TA on that thing. You can't just tell me and you think it's gonna go.
It's been consolidating for a while. That's what the chart tells me, that it's due for another run, unless it's gonna correct and go back down, which I don't think. I don't think it's gonna go back down to 175. You know, we definitely had it kind of pumped up with the ICO market, but I'm really ready to see some stuff shake with all this research and enterprise Ethereum alliance stuff going on.
Since you bring up ICO, let me say something to any new bros that's doing this and you get like, you learn this, you learn that, you want to try this, you want to try that, man. Don't get drunk on all this shit, man. It's a whole bunch of scams out there, bro. It is so many scams. And it's hard to accept when you're making money that things are a scam.
Mm-hmm.
But scams are scams, and crypto is probably about 95% scams and about 5% good shit.
Yeah. So
you find yourself something good and you worry about that and do that scammy shit on the side, 10, 15% at the most.
Yeah.
Because I bought up some ICOs and none of them have came back to their original ICO price, except one, Gigawatt. Gigawatt still, yeah, but it's yet to release the tokens.
Hope is the name of the game. I think next year is going to be, the big boom for crypto, and, it's also going to show and prove what's real and what's not. You might get a couple situations where you might have invested a little bit of money and you might have just got had. But I'm hopeful for the entire market as a whole based off of everything I've seen in the last year. Even coming into this year, there were a couple of different factors that just showed me that there's a lot of strength and potential for the overall market. Bitcoin's been the king for the most part, but the mothership has also kind of spread the wealth a little bit, so to speak. Dash is still holding up pretty high in the top 10. Everybody's waiting on Ripple to kind of make some moves, but
Ripple already made some moves.
It's still at 21 cents right now.
Man,
but
you're just mad because you had it back in the day.
Yeah,
that's a good move for Ripple.
Yeah, I mean, considered to where it was a year ago, I agree, but
even where it was a month ago.
True.
Yeah.
And it's been all about Bitcoin right now, so I guess that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not really feeling the alts, but I think we're heading into the season of the alts. It's about to just be, some folks that are really still playing with this stuff. They're gonna funnel their money over into alts. I think people are gonna also take it out, going into the holiday season, cashing a lot of their profits. But at the end of the day, one announcement here or there can really change things up in a matter of minutes, as we've seen in the last few days. So, hopefully you sold at 77 or 78, but
right.
I think Bitcoin's going down for a correction. It's pretty much kind of showing us for the most part.
I think you're going to do like 65, maybe even like 62.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you're going to see like 8, 9, 10, and then next year, I believe you're going to see like some 15. Somewhere in there.
Does it hit 10 by the end of the year?
Man, if you would add this fork, go all the way through, no question. 10 by the end of the year, no question. But no fork, nah, man, I don't think so. I think, like you said, correction. By the time it correct and then starts to move back up, then you basically battling with 7,000 to try to get past that resistance again.
You think it's going to trade range? Has Bitcoin been known to kind of trade in a range when it's doing consolidation? Or does it just do some like sporadic, erratic type stuff? I remember.
I would say yes. Hell, I would say yeah.
Yeah, my strategy is, just buy right now. Whenever I get chances to, just buy. I haven't really been looking at the charts, and I really was terrible with how I played the last few days. And but at the end of the day, we're still early.
We're still early, man.
Yeah, and you only lose when you sell.
Right.
You only lose when you sell. So
Bitcoin 67.86 on GDAX. 67.86.
Let's talk about that. Bros are still a little confused about GDAX, man.
If you're not using GDAX, you're wasting money.
Okay.
If you're using Coinbase, you're wasting money. I'll tell you that right off the top. You can import your money from your bank account straight to your GDAX account the same way you can do Coinbase. And
what, are you talking just USD?
Mm-hmm. USD
you
for
deposit
your bank
USD. How long does that take?
It takes about 7 days, just like Coinbase.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can also do a buy order there for 0.25% on the market order, just the same way you do with Coinbase, where you say, okay, I'm gonna buy it at this market price. There's one price that they have.
Yeah.
0.25% on that at Coinbase. If you got the money there, you're paying 1.5%, right? That's a lot less.
Yeah.
Then if you go a step further, you can do what they call a post only order, where you basically clicking on the advanced tab, and then you're doing a limit order, and you click that advanced tab, it will open up a little box that says post only. And post only.
I understand that is you're making the price when the market basically reaches that level, and so because you're a maker, there are no fees on that trade.
Zero fee trade.
Somebody went to go get your price, so to speak.
That's the punchline. If you do these steps, zero fees.
Yeah,
you got a zero fee trade.
Yeah, and so it has to go through for you to get but if it doesn't go through, it's gonna sit there and you can cancel it, like any other exchange. So
and that's why you can get it for zero fees. High reward, you got high energy input. You have to get your trade taken off the book, which means you putting it there and you got to get taken off the book. Now, if the price is shooting up and you trying to buy it at a certain price, by the time your order hits the book, somebody else puts one higher, that one's gonna go first, and first.
So that's the kind of.
So you might have to keep on changing your price. If the price is shooting up, and you trying to buy, you might be at 75 and then 76, 77. If you're not canceling the one that did not get accepted, you still got a buy order in at 75, and we're already at 80. You'll never get in on that run. I would argue that sometimes you might just want to just let that go, because that sounds to me like you're chasing a hill. So you really want to be putting your order in as we're moving downward. Downward, buy low,
sell high.
Not the other way around.
And you wanna own the coins and have the coins before the moves are made. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When the moves are being made, it's already too late, so to speak. Like Bitcoin Cash today. When somebody told me it was at $1,000, I was literally like, well, I wish I had some Bitcoin Cash.
I know,
I would be selling it right now. But at the end of the day, it's all about spreading your eggs. Not that's why I say I'm kind of picky about my alts, but it's also good to just have ones that you really mess with on a certain level. So BitConnect is definitely one of my favorites. Ethereum, you know what I'm saying? BitConnect.
Oh man, if y'all ever watched that video, man, that is hilarious.
So,
this is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Man, all you bros in here, all these questions about BitConnect, man, I got a couple of videos up on my channel already talking about it. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on YouTube talking about BitConnect, man. It's literally, I think, the gateway platform. That's what I call it. It's the gateway platform in crypto, because you can do so many different things. And you know what? The lending is one of the things that's kind of similar to something that we've already been exposed to. It's like Lending Tree, except for you're lending your coins back to the company that you just bought it from, and they're going to give you your fiat back. And that's how you make money. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, to me, a genius idea, but it definitely screams Ponzi. It screams Ponzi, but we in the wild, wild west. Everything's a Ponzi.
Everything in life is a Ponzi.
Bitcoin, people tell you Bitcoin's a Ponzi. So at the end of the day, Scary money don't make money.
Scary money don't make money.
You know, if you want to make a play, I made a play for $100 first. I got my money back real quick. Then some. I'm like halfway through that loan, and I'm already up like 400, 500% off of just flipping and reinvesting. And it's like I don't have the money, but that money is already just matriculating so much. I done started off another loan for Shalonda with $100. She's got 30% in like a month and a half, probably more than that. You know what I'm saying? So
I believe it. It works, man. It works until it don't work.
Exactly. You know? And you know what? I think it's been going for about a year. It'll be interesting to see how it operates in a bear market. And hold on, let me look at it. It's 8:45. We can see what the chart says on the percentage for the day. Because that's another thing. I seriously think they kind of play with the percentages too. Mm-hmm. You know, but we'll see.
Big Connect coins at 260 right now.
See, it moved 8% today, so it's supposed to be a high payout day. But because the last few days have been already kind of high, 147, 134, I think they just decided to just kind of like, you know, because they probably lost money on some of the trades with the price. Yeah, they still gave us 0.95. You know, and the way they market it is an average of 1 to 2% a day. You know, and
this is the site you're looking at.
This is the volatility site. Basically, shows you all the different payouts that you get, and then it has a real time tracker. When I seen it earlier today, and I seen the percentage price drop as Bitcoin was taking, I was like, yeah, they're probably doing something with that because they losing money. But I mean, that's their right. This is their company. This is, you know, kind of how they still have to make money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like for them to give you 1 point somethings 2 days in a row, and then on losing 8% on most of the Bitcoins that they own, they probably couldn't afford to give us like no. Really should have been like a 1.9 day. It was like, yeah, we're gonna take that percent, y'all. And well, we might get it back tomorrow. We might see. Like tomorrow might just be a hot day just because. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, but just because it's a volatility trading bot don't mean that you make more when there's more volatility. The bot still has to make money.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's what it is. When the bot doesn't make money, then I don't think, you know.
You're on a downtrend, you know, there's not much money to be made. So they don't promise to pay you proportional to the volatility. They promise to pay you a proportion of what they make off of the volatility trading bots. So, make less, get less.
And Trayvon James had a good, interesting point. He doesn't believe there's a trading bot. And I'm starting to kind of have doubts about whether there's one too, because there's so many other factors of the fact that it's a proof of stake coin. And when you do lend the coins, you give your coins right back to the company. So all they have to do is just sell them back to other people. So as long as people are buying coins and lending coins, then the price can always keep going up because they own the majority of the coins all the time. You know what I'm saying? So the only way you can kind of combat that
Bitcoin
is coming back up. Yeah. So like the only way I would say you can kind of combat that is if you catch the wave and you buy coins, you buy a bunch of your coins low on BitConnect, and then you ride the wave up. Like I don't ever think BitConnect is gonna be like $1,000 coin. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably gonna be a situation where they're just gonna release a bunch of more, and you know the value gonna drop, and then they're gonna ride it back up to like 500 or 600, and then they're gonna do it again. So I mean, we still don't know. This is like a few years down the road, you know. But out of all the scams and Ponzi's, I think BitConnect, I have the most faith in BitConnect because they've done so much to try to like show and prove their validation. Even if, you know, they just up and decide to just run off with everybody's money. The fact that they developed, you know, a coin, their own blockchain, you know, ways that you can mine, ways that you can stake. If they do have a trading bot, oh my God, that's like icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think because they do so many of these different things that kind of get you exposed to crypto, that's why I call it the gateway. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin, of course, is the mothership. You know, that's the main thing that everybody's riding. The goal is to always get more Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
The most Bitcoin that you can get the Bitcoin, sit on the Bitcoin, make money later. That's the easiest strategy.
Yeah, and if you're gonna trade, you trade with the alts or you trade on the charts. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you're talking about crypto, the goal is always to get more Bitcoin.
Get more Bitcoin.
Get more Bitcoin.
If you're playing crypto, you gotta play it right.
Yeah, man.
Playing right means getting more Bitcoin.
If bros are really serious, just like how we put $20 a month into this, you need to be putting a certain amount into the crypto every chance you get. You know what I'm saying? Just set it up like 10, 5%, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just do it every time. I'm seriously debating on whether or not I want to deposit my whole paycheck in the crypto and then just pay from whatever, you know, because
it works.
Yeah,
it works.
At the end of the day, you know, you can trade out of it and hold it in the Tether or hold it into the USD, you know, on GDAX. You using the GDAX limit trades. You can trade out of it and hold your value as best you can as long as you're watching it. But at the end of the day, scared money don't make no money.
Scared money don't make money. I agree with that, man. If you're watching this, then you're already open to making money. So don't block yourself from making money by being scared. I will say that an important part of this shit is doing technical analysis. And if you are not going to devote time to technical analysis, then hit your wagon to the star of somebody else that can do it. And it's probably your best bet. And people say, yeah, do your own research. Man, that's just some shit people say. Everybody can't do their own research. You know, everybody's not capable of understanding everything. I don't give a fuck what people tell you. And I'm an educator, so I'm not going to say, oh, everybody's capable. No. Some people just don't have the environment to sit here and learn nuclear physics or charting or whatever else.
Coding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's
I'm not saying that you don't have the mental capacity, but what do you do, you know, when you got responsibilities?
and life takes over. And then, you know, I want to get to this because the referral aspect to crypto is so important. So we have to spread the word. You know, get your family involved. Get your friends involved. All the other bros that you interact with, because they'll benefit from, you know, just being exposed to it and, you know, being around you and being around somebody that actually knows what to do and what's going on. But, you know, you could also take advantage of potentially, you know what I'm saying, earning or getting some money off of their referrals. So it's a benefit for you, and then it's a way to kind of, you know, tell them that, you know, they can benefit from spreading it. Because I honestly believe it's coming, bro. The digital, it's already here. You know, the people that are developing these alts for all this different technology is all being made and created to fit a certain purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like with internet and things, smart contracts, or, you know, sports, AI, sports, gambling, all this other stuff. Like, it's so many things that are just showing us that this is where we're headed. This is what we're about to be doing. And, like,
I agree. It's the world.
You can't, like, sit back and just watch Apple happen all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Apple's not watching Apple. I guarantee you.
They're not, bro.
I guarantee you. They got some sort of
everybody's
Apple
into
brand,
this stuff, man.
Cryptocurrency in the works right now.
I don't know how much. I just started getting some magazine subscriptions because I got a little special or something where it's like 6 of them for like $2 a piece for the whole year. And I don't know how many different Wired, Money, Fortune magazines have all been about blockchain, Bitcoin, blockchain, Bitcoin. And it's been maybe 3 months since I started this, and it's been like every other week I've gotten a magazine where there was at least 1 or 2 articles. If not, the cover story was on some, like, the fact that it was one of them, JP Morgan was on the cover of it, and then it was like right below that they was talking about how he really came for Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, you know? So pay attention, y'all. Definitely. We got to pay attention. We got to get our people on it. Man, I'm so tired of black people not really just taking advantage. You know what I'm saying? All this different, because
get this money.
You got to, man. And not even just black people, but poor people.
Like, yeah. Anybody without money, get
You can
money.
mine on your cell phone, bro. Like
Mine on your cell phone.
you can do
I
all
would-
kinds of stuff.
I would not advise mining on a cell phone. I don't think it is worth it.
But it's something,
But
bro. It's
The
something
fact
to
that it's
do.
out there,
Yeah, bro.
it says a lot.
Bro, you might have 3 or 4 cell phones in the drawer, and if you knew that all you gotta do is keep them plugged up and signed on to the Wi-Fi to keep it going, you might make $10 a day, and it's you know
Use it to come up.
candy money for the kids or something. But it's whatever, bro. The coins can come up. One of the coins that you've been mining for 3 months might hit in 2018. You never know. You know
What you got right now?
Sidecoin, I think it's due for sure. I think it. I'm gonna be honest, man. When the miners hit, I think it's gonna hit.
See a coin. Ooh, see a coin. I don't know about your brother SC. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That boy taking it on the chin for a hard minute.
Yeah.
Let me get all these right here.
What are you feeling? Isn't like Decred one of them?
Decred. You know I love Decred.
One of them atomic swaps or something?
Yeah, Decred I love, especially when it's.
I was just looking at that.
I think 0.1 is my sell point on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Yeah, I know I love Decred. I like Made. I wish I would have bought some Made 2 days ago. I would say, of course, if you're going to go for something big, I like Zcash. I wish I would have bought some Zcash a couple days ago too. Bitcoin Cash, I feel like you need to be selling it right now and getting it off your chest.
Get it off.
Yeah. What else? Monero. I feel like you need to get Monero off your chest too.
You think so too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Monero hit a quick little peak, and I think that's it for it.
I'm interested to see
what
happens with stuff like IOTA. You know what I'm saying? Or even to a lesser extent like Neo, how that kind of compares, because isn't Neo supposed to be like the Chinese Ethereum with their platform and how they do the smart contracts and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see, what all is gonna kind of integrate into new technology and emerging technology that's coming out. So I was in like Internet of Things probably 2 or 3 years ago. So that's why I'm interested in IOTA. But it's always wait and see, hit or miss type thing. So yeah, I can't say for sure. Stellar is holding strong though.
Stellar Lumens.
Yeah, man.
Stellar Lumens. Stellar got a partnership or something that had shouted up.
I'm not sure what happened. I need to do a little more research on that.
That was a while ago. Well, no, this thing didn't do what I wanted to do.
Did it break?
This thing just broke.
Whatever. But yeah. So I think it's about to be the season of the alts. Watch the alts going into the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? So
fourth quarter, man. Oh, you know what else I like? Next, I think
there should be another one in there in the drawer right here. Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
I think you should be buying Next, and I think you should be buying Ardor. Next and
Piece
Ardor.
of
It's over there in the drawer.
Huh?
I mean, you put the stuff on?
Nah. The white one broke. There was another one.
The silver one is over there.
It's in the dish rack too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. That's it. So yeah, it's about to be the season of the alts. I think Bitcoin's due for a correction going into next year. But January, February, it's going to go on another run. So just watch it. But definitely find a good alt that you're into. Kind of definitely do your technical analysis. Prepare for the moves. Watch the waves. Study. We got different PDFs of ebooks and all this other stuff that we, I'm sure are in the gallery, in the group me. All you got to do is just, kind of just read up on it a little bit. Elliott waves, Fibonacci, all that good stuff. What's the support, like trend lines and all that? Yeah, silly stuff, man. Moving averages.
I think moving averages is a simple one.
Yeah, that's a real good
line. Watch one candle form completely over that line.
Mm-hmm. All you got to do is just get a whatever range works for you. You got to do a short term, medium term, or long term.
Like, another thing about that moving average, if you do all three of them, the short, medium, and long, then if you get highest to lowest, short, medium, long, that's a definite uptrend.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other way around too, if it's short, medium, long, from lowest to highest, that's a definite downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like using multiples on that too.
Yeah, I mean, you can get by with two. Sometimes simpler is better. If you got like 10 or 10 to anywhere from 10 to 15, and then you got like a 30 to 50. Them crossovers are gonna be some big signals, bro. It's gonna be like because the short term one is gonna be moving fast, so it's gonna tell you what the jig is. On the most part, when it crosses over the medium term, and definitely once it crosses over the long term, you know it's a change of trade. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it nose down, sharp cross. It's an automatic change of trade. So definitely pick up on it, man. I want us to get back active. The group in a little lax in group me. I think a lot of bros done switched over to the Telegram. Telegram is very beneficial.
Telegram's way better.
Yeah, it's open to everybody, so it's actually got some traders and people, some finance people that are, and doing different things in crypto. So if you're not in the Telegram yet, that's definitely something I would suggest for you. Just, to kind of pick up on, information. And then even Telegram has a lot of different channels for different coins, different, media companies, like, what is it? CoinDesk, I think, has a channel. Bitcoin News or something like that has a channel. So it's a lot of stuff that we can do in Tether to just pick up on the information and the knowledge. So, yeah, let's get a little bit more active in the chat, bros.
I agree. Let's pause this shit so Nick gets a piece.
We can cut it off.